There's two different parts of my world that I'm living in. And the one is a strong support for the natural family, for mother, father, married, and raising their children together. And at the same time, absolute commitment, absolute involvement with our LGBT family and friends. And a lot of people think that you can't do both. And I'm here to say, not only can you, but you must. I think I had a pretty run-of-the-mill childhood. I think there was a lot going on under the surface between my mom and dad that I didn't necessarily pick up on, but I was very connected to both of them and loved them both a lot. When they announced that they were getting divorced when I was 10, I went through a lot of turmoil in that first year, as most kids do when they find out that the two people they love the most in life don't love each other. And then that was the beginning of a lot of transitions for me in terms of my mom moving out, different people coming into their lives. My mom fell in love with one woman, and she and her partner have been together for almost 30 years since then and been very, very consistent in my life. And while I was living with my mom and at her house, it was with her and her partner. Both of these women are incredible women. Both of them have my heart. And both of them are regular, permanent, loving fixtures of my life now. If all kids needed are two loving, stable adults, then my mom and her partner would have been enough. There was love, there was stability, there was commitment, there was low conflict. But that is not enough for a child to thrive. They also need their father. I needed my father. I would not be who I am today without that man. Loving, connecting with, cheering me on, encouraging me, being involved from birth through adulthood. There were times where I just wanted to be with him, and he could say something that my mom and her partner would say to me, but it impacts you. It sits differently with you when it's your father, because you're made for it. Because kids are made to be loved and adored, cherished, and known by both of their parents. It's the emotional food that kids need. I think it's safe to say that I grew up in a non-traditional household. I love my dad and my mom and their respective partners, and I was fine with that, really. And when it came to gay marriage, I was in support because that is how I thought I could love my mom and her partner. I had this fierce protectiveness of them. And as I grew, I saw that I could love them even if I disagreed with them about this place that policy plays in our lives. If marriage law is simply about adult emotions, then in my opinion, from my experience, there is no reason to bar same-sex couples from the institution of marriage, because I know personally that they have the same capacity to love and commit, because my mom and her partner have been that couple. However, government's interest is not simply about adult feelings. Government's interest is in children. Redefining marriage will redefine parenthood. And that is an injustice. If we are going to be running headlong towards endorsing a family structure, it had better be the one where kids are with their mom and dad. And if we are going to be encouraging adult relationships of any kind, it had better be the adult relationships where kids do not have to lose their mother or father to be a part of that household. And now, I'm a mom, and I see my kids with their father, and I see the things that he brings to them and gives to them that I can't give. And I see the things that they want from me and they get from me that they don't get from him. the way my kids connect and love us is different and beautiful and wonderful. And it's such an injustice to say that kids are fine without one or the other. A lot of people will say to me, what does your mom think about where you stand on this? And I'll say, my mom and I are great, because she knows that two men could never replace her. Moms and dads are both necessary and indispensable in a child's life, and they're not interchangeable, and our laws should not say that they're interchangeable. I started speaking about this because the world was telling me that the only way to love my lesbian and gay friends and family was to support gay marriage, and that if I didn't support gay marriage, I hated them. And when that's all that you're hearing from culture and it's just totally surrounding you, you think, well, that must be it. And so a lot of us are kind of intimidated into silence. But when you back up a little bit, when you get a little more perspective, you see that there's so much involved in this issue, and that you actually can boldly stand for traditional marriage because of the rights and well-being of children. And at the very same time, love, sacrifice for, initiate relationship with our gay and lesbian family and friends and brothers and sisters, because truthfully, that's what they are.